Pound in the Meat Podcast, episode number 72, ladies and gentlemen. 72! And this is our, third day in a row? Live. This is a record. I may need a doctor, bro. What? Jones is looking at me backstage like, you fucking moron. What are you doing? What a show. We just finished AEW Collision, the debut episode of AEW Collision. And we're going to get into it. Chacon! It's Saturday night. You know what that means? You know, it's our first, well, not our first, but it's fun to do a little Saturday night show. How you doing, brother? Pods, what's up, man? I know this is weird for me. Very odd. Platinum, what's going on, brother? Miguel, how you doing, man? Dr. Jones, he's here. And Vorn, what is going on? We got a lot to get into with this debut episode. Really, really fun stuff. Richard Simpson, what is going on, man? AD Terry, I know this is weird. This is weird. I'm about to get divorce papers served. This is really odd. And Tony Leonidas, what is going on, brother? Ladies and gentlemen, let me bring on the one and the only, my man, my sexual chocolate, to break this show down. Dr. Jones is in the building. What is up, Mr. Jones?
I don't know how you got me on here a third day in a row.
I know. It's wild. Crazy.
Mm-hmm. But it's all for the thrill of wrestling. So
yeah, it's a special night tonight.
Yeah.
You know, I was talking to you earlier. When's the last time we had live Saturday night pro wrestling? You know, because WCW was taped, right? Mm-hmm. Shotgun Saturday Night was taped.
It's pretty much a pay-per-view. Even Saturday night's main event most of the time was taped. We had an occasional live one. AEW's been live due to preemption. So
yeah, it's a different feel. It's a different vibe. It felt like there was a lot of energy there tonight. First off, let me go over the look of the show. How it looked, right? So this is the entranceway to Collision, and it felt massive. It felt big.
This looked like a wrestling set. And I'm hoping this stays different from Dynamite's set. They do not, if you keep the sets looking different, it'll make me feel better.
Right.
Like,
I'm definitely feeling it, right? It felt kind of like a pay-per-view set.
Well, technically, this is very reminiscent. They took some elements from the Double or Nothing set and catered it more towards Collision. But I'm hoping they're keeping it.
I mean, I don't see why they would get rid of this set. I think it's gorgeous. And what was interesting about the whole setup was the red ropes. We had some red ropes there, very reminiscent of WWF Raw is War.
Yeah.
You know, that brought me back to those times. I liked the whole vibe of the show. The lasers.
Camera angles were amazing. Like, the camera angles added to the element of it. Like, I hate to be cliche and say this, but with this set, the camera angles, even the commentary for the most part.
Okay.
There's still one piece of the commentary that needs to be put backstage.
Yeah, that's Jim Ross.
Yeah.
My God.
Get off my TV, become an EVP. That's my campaign. That
was, you know what? We could touch on that real quick. First of all, he wasn't there for the whole show, so I'm thinking, okay. Yeah. You know, they saw him. They're like, no, stay backstage. You don't look good. You don't sound good.
Yeah, you're not paying attention. You can tell he's not there anymore.
Yeah. I mean, Tony, I love Jim Ross too. None of us hate Jim
Ross. This is just saying you're just time's passed.
It's done. Yeah. It's like Undertaker wanting a main event, 3 more WrestleMania. No. Stop it.
No. Don't do it.
What was wrong with him tonight? He sounded groggy. He sounded drugged up.
If you were paying attention to Twitter earlier, he has a black eye because he had a fall earlier. So he could have been drugged up.
It sounded like he was on some good shit.
So I'm sorry, Jim. It's time to go. You've had a great career. Don't taint it.
Let me see. He fell down earlier. Yeah, he fell down. I mean, it's all of our childhood. Don't get me wrong. He is a legend.
Yeah.
Jim Ross is an icon.
He's a WWE Hall of Famer. Remember that.
He's a Hall of Famer, and he signs all of his AEW merchandise as a WWE Hall of Famer. There was a guy that posted a photo on social media. He got the Jim Ross figure from AEW, and Jim Ross signs a WWE Hall of Famer. Jim Ross. I went,
he wants to go home.
My God. I think he's done, yeah. He's on that South Florida nose candy. Yo, let me tell you something. It's strong. It was, but yeah. All in all, it felt like a Dynamite on steroids.
This was a wrestling show.
Yeah.
I'll get into it more later, but this was a wrestling show. Unfortunately, I hate to say this, Dynamite now feels like a spot fest compared to this. It could have just been the first show hangover, but that's what I'm feeling right now. I feel like I got my wrestling fix on Saturday now.
Because of the set, it felt bigger.
Yeah.
The set is bigger, so it makes the show feel bigger, feel more important. The one good thing about that is after the first Rampage, AEW's Rampage, after CM Punk did his thing and all the excitement went away, it didn't feel like a good show afterwards. It felt like CM Punk and then nothing, right? Tonight, CM Punk and a good wrestling show.
Well, here's the defense of Rampage, and this will probably be the only time I'll do that. Stupidly, Rampage is taped right after Dynamite. So right. By that time, the crowd is dead.
That's true.
So you can't have that. You can't expect.
But even that one was live, though. No, that one was live.
That was one of the few that's live, but for the most part, it's taped. So the crowd's dead. You can't expect them to be carrying on by then.
It was a good show. Let's see. Chacon says, it was a decent show. I'll tune in next week. And I'm tuning in too. I feel like the 2 hours is the sweet spot, right?
3 hours for 3 hours and more is pay-per-view.
Too long for a weekly wrestling show. No. Raw needs to stop. They need to take the advice of SmackDown and go 2 hours. 1 hour is too short. 1 hour is way too short. A la Rampage. 2 hours is that sweet spot.
Essentially, 1 hour of wrestling is basically blue balls.
CM Punk looks old and sick. Anyone else? All right, well, let's get to it. So we open the show with CM Punk. And, of course, he comes out to a very, very loud and electric crowd. He comes out with boots around his neck, which was interesting. So here he is. And he's got that shirt, that Rowdy Piper shirt. The one you can get this one here with his dog, Larry.
Larry on it.
Yeah. I might pick this up. I kind of like it.
You're going to pick it up.
I think I'm picking that shirt up. And you got CM Punk coming out with boots around his neck to a loud, excited audience to see their home native return. And everyone's waiting to hear what this guy says, right? Especially after the ESPN interview. They're waiting to hear what he has to say. And he comes out with this red velvet bag. And if anyone knows in the belt collecting community, whenever you see a velvet bag, what do you think? Oh, I think it's a wrestling belt. I knew right away.
It's a new belt.
So he comes out carrying the bag and his shoes, and he basically opens with, he's tired of being nice. I'm tired of being nice. He's got this scowl on his face. And basically, this man said no one in the company is big enough to fill his boots. That's why he used the boots. And said that he is still the AEW World Champion because no one has either pinned him or submitted him, which is facts. It's the truth.
Zero arguments here.
And he kept saying, tell me when I'm telling lies. That was the focal point of this whole promo, that he tells the truth. He does not lie. And sometimes the truth hurts. He said, I am the truth and the truth is painful. He referred to being called One Bill Phil because he is the genuine article in a business filled with counterfeit bucks. Which was, I think that was the main quote that was taken from this whole promo. What do you think, Jones?
Yes. This promo actually was definitely Phil Brooks. This wasn't CM Punk. He was peeling back that Band-Aid and let you know what's going on a little bit.
Yeah.
So he didn't lie. He didn't tell any lies right then and there.
I mean, listen, you can love or hate CM Punk, but when it comes to CM Punk, Phil Brooks, whatever, he's known for telling the truth. He's known for calling shit out. He's known for maybe opening his mouth a little too much, but whatever comes out of his mouth, is facts. And then he goes, it was funny hearing him say, "The king is back, baby." That was interesting. He called out MJF, which I was hoping he would, because I want that MJF CM Punk feud again, man.
It's unfinished.
It's very unfinished. Yeah. He called out MJF in regards to not just having the best dog collar match, but winning that match. Mm-hmm. And if you've been watching AEW, MJF has been bragging that he has some of the best matches in wrestling history. Yep. The Iron Man match, the 4-way, the dog collar. But he doesn't necessarily brag about winning all of those matches.
Yeah, he won 2 of the 3,
So that was a shot at MJF. So we have an MJF rivalry coming up, which I'm excited for. And then another thing was, I think this was the deepest dig of them all. CM Punk states, I hear people want apologies. They want me to say I'm sorry. And he goes to the crowd, "Well, I am sorry that the only people softer than you are the wrestlers you like."
Mic drop.
Wow.
Well, we blatantly know he was referring to there. A certain butterfly cowboy.
Are you not down with Hangman? Are you not down with the cowboy?
Here's the thing. Adam Page was very good in ROH. He hung on with the Bucks of Youth, got on with them. They became friends. He's not bad. He's a good wrestler. He was a boring champion. I'm sorry. It needs to be said. He was a boring champion.
I agree 100% with that.
He was completely better in the chase. But
you know what I like? I like the drunk Hangman Adam Page.
The drunk Hangman was great.
I thought it was fantastic.
But COVID happened, and then he started having to kind of tone it down.
It was rough. It was rough.
I get it. You tried to get a participation trophy from me. Just do something different. Go out on your own. You don't have to hang with your friends all the time.
I agree.
I'm sorry.
I think he's if he really went out by himself and stuck with that drunk cowboy bit and kind of evolved that, I think he'd be something a little bit bigger. Let me see. Drunk cowboy helped spread COVID. Joey V says, if this was a Western Hangman, would be the first one to get knocked off.
No argument.
So that was the promo. Now, this promo by CM Punk, which everyone, like I said, everyone was waiting for this one. It felt real. It felt authentic. And man, just the energy he was giving off, the vibe Phil Brooks was giving off was, motherfucker, you ain't touching me.
He was shooting from the hip completely.
The king is back. Basically telling all these other motherfuckers, yo, I run this shit. That's what he's saying.
He got away with that because he was in Chicago.
I'll tell you, man. Okay, so promo stops. That was the opening to the show. Big opening. The crowd is exhausted already. Let's be realistic. The crowd is exhausted.
I'm going to hop on the crowd real quick.
All right.
This proves you should only go to certain cities for wrestling shows. The Chicago crowd was what AEW's been missing. Their crowds on Dynamite and even some of the pay-per-views have been
Double or Nothing.
abysmal.
Double or Nothing was probably the worst AEW crowd I've ever witnessed. Ever. In the history of AEW.
And I was this close to going to Double or Nothing.
We cannot blame
Glad I
everything
did
on
not
AEW
go.
for that. That was the crowd too. I don't know if they were all hungover, on that Vegas acid.
It was, you got to remember what happened with WrestleMania 8. The people in attendance weren't wrestling fans. They were comp tickets because it was a show to do in Vegas.
Okay, well, so we went over the Punk promo, amazing stage. I felt it was bigger than Dynamite. Match number 1.
WrestleMania 9. This is an AEW show, so that's why I'm off.
Match number
Pardon me, I've been
1.
drinking.
Wardlow against Luchasaurus for the TNT title for the first match to open the show. And Luchasaurus wins. So Luchasaurus is your new TNT champion. Shout out to Mr. Luchasaurus.
No, we're not going to do that. No. We're not going to applaud Luchasaurus.
King, go ahead.
This match, I should have taken a bathroom break.
Wow.
This was, and I'm not knocking any of the wrestlers because
I don't know. Knock them, Jones. Knock them. Be
you're doing
real.
your job. You're doing your job. You tried, but Luchasaurus has to get rid of the mask at this point.
Right. Same thing with Panetta here.
It's 2023. Why are you a fake dinosaur? Be real. Be a person. You can be vicious.
Chacon says cooling down Wardlow again. Huh.
Wardlow, I've been cooled off on since he beat MJF. What's he done since then? Legit,
That was pretty bad.
Done? He won the TNT title. No one really cared.
He did that crazy spot at Double or Nothing where he almost broke his back.
I'm not going to comment on that because I almost said something very bad. I almost wished harm on another person, so that's not good. But Wardlow, I'm sorry. Hopefully you haven't re-signed your contract. Go elsewhere. Go elsewhere, get a fresh start because you're never going to be taken seriously in AEW at this point.
Jones still mad Hobbs law. Yo. Jones, don't hate on your man Wardlow, bro.
I don't hate him. I'm just saying he needs to go elsewhere. Because at this point, what are you really doing? You're going to continue to play hot potato with the TNT title and make it more and more irrelevant.
Well, now a dinosaur holds it. So
actually, no. I'm hoping that Christian is the champion.
What, you think he hands it over to him?
He needs to because until I don't care about a dinosaur.
Prehistoric TNT title.
Only thing I find funnier about this is he got a Dino douche got a singles title before Jungle Boy.
Wow. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That I guess so. We're gonna go with thumbs down on that match.
Absolutely.
I didn't think it was a great match either. Not a fan of Luchasaurus. Not a fan of Christian, honestly. I'm just not a fan in general of any of those guys. Then we have a promo from Jones, yours truly, Powerhouse Hobbs, who called himself the face of TNT, which was probably the funniest joke I heard all night. And then predicted himself to win the Owen Hart tournament.
I would not be upset if him winning that, and that's not even me being biased. Like somebody new, like a fresh face needs to kind of get that.
That motherfucker is not the face of anything. Powerhouse Hobbs is a mid-card jobber. Yeah, he's big. Yeah, he's strong. He sucks on the mic. No one cares about Powerhouse Hobbs. So the fact that he called himself the face of anything is a lie. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
You're lying.
Come on, Jones.
No, you come on. Like, here's the thing.
Hobbs is a wish big. Come on.
All right, here's the thing. Hobbs is a good potential. He has great potential. The thing is, they pulled away his mouthpiece from him too quickly, and they put him with another person. I'm not exactly a huge fan of him and Mr. Marshall. I'm not calling him what his first two initials are. I'm not calling a guy that. This is against my rules. But
what, you don't like calling him cutie?
Not at all. He needs to have, like, if he should have been kept with Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks was a great mouthpiece for him. Even him being with Taz would have been a great mouthpiece for him. Like, you can't take away mouthpieces from people and then expect them to just flourish.
Sounds like a lot of excuses for someone you love, Jones. A lot of excuses.
I'm not the booker. I'm outside of the business.
Match number 2, we have Andrade versus Rhea Ripley's side piece, Buddy Matthews.
Buddy Murphy, remember?
I can't believe that happened. The announcer called him Buddy Murphy. Wow. One thing I noticed about this match was, of course, Buddy was selling the injured knee and Andrade was selling the injured arm the whole match. But I felt this was a great match. The crowd was really into it. The energy.
The opener.
It was electric, man. This match was electric.
The opening match, like, yeah, because these two have chemistry from before in WWE. So
yeah, it was awesome.
It almost felt like, I hate to say this became WWE Collision because a lot of the people featured are ex-WWE people.
Andrade.
At this point, give the belt to anybody but Pockets.
And of course, in Andrade fashion, he ends the match with his father-in-law's special.
No, he didn't.
Well, then he arched it.
Yeah,
he arched it. But you heard all the woo chants when he put the figure 4 on.
But But the thing is, that was a response to what Buddy did first. Buddy used Rhea's submission hold. So, we want to use our girls' submission hold.
I didn't even notice that. I didn't even notice that, Jones.
The submission hold he put around what he
Can we just take a moment just to say how beautiful mommy is? How gorgeous. Good God Almighty. Let's get a round of applause for Rhea Ripley. Oh.
But this match was a great showing from both men. Like you said, it was selling. It was a storytelling match.
It got the "This is awesome" chant from the AEW crowd. They don't hand them out like Saudi Arabia does. They do not hand the "This is awesome" chant out, Jones.
I'm going to disagree with you on that.
Well, Jones, you're the hardest to impress.
No. I'm not saying I wasn't impressed. Chicago crowds hand that out very quickly. AEW crowds hand those chants out very quickly. Headlock takeover. This is awesome.
Matthews definitely smashing the better cheeks of the two. He's smashing the only cheeks of the two. Have you seen the back of... It's an ironing board. Let's be realistic here. She has no cheeks. The only cheeks she had were the ones that were cut off by her surgeon. Because they're gone too. She is a stick. Mommy. The Smash List. Mommy is the cover. She's the cover of the Smash List.
There is something of like this. There was one spot in this match where I honestly thought Matthews got knocked out. Because when he got caught that back elbow, and his head bounced off the turnbuckle.
You think he was? You think he felt it? Like for real?
If he didn't feel it, he made me think he felt it.
Yeah, that shit was loud. I remember.
Because that was one of the two spots of tonight where I thought somebody was dead.
And then at the end of the match, after Andrade wins, he goes to shake hands with Mr. Buddy. The lights go out and the House of Black come out and whip Andrade's ass, which is setting up a future rivalry for Malachi Black and Andrade.
Who also has great chemistry. So.
Look forward to that one. Toni Nese, one of my favorites in AEW, period.
Really?
He gives me ravishing Rick Rude vibes for some reason. He does. I do not know why. I can't explain it.
And I don't know why either. That's what I'm confused.
I think it's him when he comes out and he says the crowd's fat. You know, you guys are disgusting, and then he makes them work out. It's a mixture of the Body Donnas and Rick Rude, I would say. I like the guy. I think he has a big future as a heel. And he trashes the Chicago crowd, tells them, listen, we're going to stop Collision. We're going to do some workouts together. You know, we're going to stretch our arms. We're going to touch our toes. And then my God gets his ass handed to him by the Redeemer Miro.
As it should have been.
Now, Miro, he's a strong-looking guy. My goodness, he's chiseled. He's a big boy. But he needs to stop shaking and screaming. I'm sorry, Jones.
He was happy to be on TV. You know how long it's been since he's been on TV?
Do it once in a while, Jones. Do it once in a while. This man, every 4 seconds, constantly. Relax. We get it. You're happy. But he's starting to put me off a little bit. Chill with the shaking and screaming.
I believe it's been a minimum of 9 months since he's been on TV.
Miro is jacked. Huge.
So maybe he was a little...
At one point, he did your thing, your favorite wrestler, Hogan, where Hogan would get punched and then he's on his knees and then he would shake.
AEW, you don't mention Hogan.
That's what your boy Miro was doing.
Show. His whole family's banned from the show, so we don't mention him.
Let me see. Tony Nese is such a jobber. He would fit perfect with the Maximum Male Model. I like Tony Nese, bro. I like the Maximum Male Model.
He actually could have fit with them.
Pretty deadly. You know, I'm feeling them. Let's see. We got match number 4. We're already on the 4th match here. Ruby Soho and Toni Storm of the Outcasts against Willow Nightingale, the New Japan Pro Wrestling Women's Strong Champion, and Skye Blue, Chicago native Skye Blue. We were talking, Jones, about Willow Nightingale. And I said to you, I texted you, I said, what's Bertha Faye doing wrestling again? And you said, stop it.
Stop.
You said, stop that.
We're not going to do this.
Skye Blue does have some cheeks. That is true.
Willow is nowhere near as big as Bertha Faye.
Well, here's Willow. Okay. This is your girl.
Shot. It's actually one of her bad shots.
This is the late. I had to find the latest shot because you sent me a picture, Jones, and it was from like 2012.
No, it wasn't.
And I'm like, there's no way.
Nope.
You sent me like a baby picture of Nia Jax. Nope. Okay. I mentioned Bertha Faye, right? Spot the difference, Jones.
It's a lot of differences.
Besides their skin color, let's not be racist.
I'm not being racist.
Spot the difference. Besides being racist and no title on the shoulder. Tell me what the difference is.
Okay, there's a lot. Bertha Faye has a gut. Willow doesn't. Willow, you can definitely see in the cheek structure and the facial features how much bigger Bertha is. It's like that's just we're not going to do this at all. We are not going to disrespect the New Japan Strong Champion. I
mean, I'm not disrespecting her. I think
she's her Bertha Faye. That's disrespecting her.
I think she's a beautiful girl. I think Willow has a prettier face, of course. But as far as body and bone structure, they're pretty equal. The hairstyle's the same.
No, it's not.
So shout out to Willow Nightingale.
We are not.
Shout out to there she is. There's your champ right there. There's your champion. But anyway, Skye Blue wins it for them by pinfall. A match that literally I wish I would have shit out my McDonald's for instead of sitting and watching it.
This was actually a good women's match, so I'm not going to go there with you. The AEW women have actually been showing their asses lately and actually putting on damn good matches.
You know what the problem is with some of the women in AEW? I noticed this in AEW specifically. It's hard to explain. Like when they're supposed to be in a certain spot of the ring, they over-exaggerate themselves going there. Do you know what I'm saying? You get what I mean? Like Willow was doing this. Willow was acting like she was hurt and knocked out and then looking to where she had to go to the corner of the ring. And it was too over dramatic. I think they oversell too much. That's just my opinion.
There was one spot in this match where I was actually shocked that Ruby Soho was still alive. When Willow pounced her into the guardrail and her head bounced off.
A little bit. Just a little bit, Panetta. Sorry, Jones. Go ahead.
I thought Ruby was knocked out. I was talking to Maribito. I said, she's dead. When she got pounced into the guardrail, I was like, what's going on? Like,
And speaking of Ruby, that AEW All Access, she kind of annoyed me a little bit with the way she was treating Ty Mello or Tay Mello. I didn't like that. So ever since seeing her on All Access, I just haven't gotten a good vibe about Ruby.
I could care less about Ty because anything associated with Sammy, fuck him.
Wow, bro, relax, bro. Do you really not like Sammy Guevara?
I can't stand Sammy Guevara.
Why?
He's a self-entitled prick that should not be in there. His ass should have been forced to sit down, and he was still allowed to main event some things, I think. So no. Fuck him. No. I would say this shit to his face. I have no.
Breaking news, the Young Bucks have responded to CM Punk, calling them counterfeit Bucks. They updated their bio on Twitter, and it states, if it were 2018, we'd already have counterfeit Bucks shirts available on Pro Wrestling Tees. Kill it, y'all. Man, oh man. You can cut the tension with a butter knife. I cannot wait to see them go at it together. That's going to be fun. Chacon says Sammy and Ty are trash. Is that Ruby Soho or Jared Leto Joker? Jones, Drew gives you the clapping emojis. He is proud of what you said. And the Bucks are soft. And from what Jones has told me about the Young Bucks, from their ROH days to now, I tend to agree with him. They're very soft. If I were the Young Bucks, I would jump on this opportunity and work with CM Punk as much as possible, because that's where you're going to make the big bucks. No pun intended. Like, Shavarsh says Sammy is just all spots wrestler. That's it.
Agreed. He's a spot monkey.
And the Bucks are weaker than a Hobbs match, he says. Joey said you're going to use Hobbs and win the AEW championship and fight forever. June 29th. 28th, if you're smart and you got that Elite Edition.
I'm going to hurt y'all so badly in this game now.
The promo after that match, a promo of the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass. The Acclaimed, I expected better.
That was a very weak rap.
I agree. I
was like, maybe you should stay off TV a little bit longer and get your skills back up.
Usually they have some zingers, bro. What happened tonight? Mm-hmm. And Trump is low-hanging fruit, bro. Like, Trump is super low-hanging fruit. Come on. Trump documents, go after the wrestlers, man. Go after the talent. That's what people love. But anyway, it was a blah saying that they are now not just, what was it? Acclaimed. What was AEW? Or what was it? They stated. I forget the line they used.
That's how little attention I
paid. It was so bad, I forgot.
I was like, the Acclaimed.
It felt like your name. It felt like it was filler.
It's like they're ashamed now for me. They aren't the Acclaimed.
Yeah. Not good. And then they left a half hour for the final match, which was CM Punk and FTR against Jay White and Juice Robinson, along with Samoa Joe.
Oh, you skipped something. Ricky Starks also announced himself for the...
go for it, King. Speak
Ricky Starks announced himself for the Owen Hart tournament as well, so...
That's how much I cared. So.
2 of my guys are in it, so a win is a win for me. Ricky needs to go to the WWE.
You know what the problem is with this Owen Hart tournament thing? It means nothing. And I don't mean any disrespect on the Hart family, on Oj, his son, and then his wife. I don't know the daughter's name. I don't mean any disrespect, but what has it done for the previous winners?
Adam Cole.
Yeah, I mean, has he ever won the belt?
Well, actually, no, remember, Adam Cole got injured right afterwards, so...
maybe it's a...
maybe
it's a curse.
And then Brett didn't need the win, but it was a hush money thing for her.
What's the point? I'll tell you what the point is. It's not the tournament. It's not the people competing in the tournament. It's a Tony Khan flex saying, I got Owen.
Yeah.
That's all this is. This whole tournament is a schmoz.
I want to argue with you, but I can't. I'm hoping something bigger happens from it. Like maybe you get a guaranteed title.
Something.
The TNT title, the international title.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be the world championship. Just give me a future title shot somewhere.
Give them something meaningful, not a Dan McMahon belt. Not saying that that's not meaningful. Shout out to Dan McMahon. But give them some. You don't need to give them an Owen belt. Give them a chip. Give them a chip. Make the tournament meaningful.
They had the trophy, so give them the trophy.
Give them the trophy and give them an option to, I don't know, like you said, the international title, the TNT title, something.
Or make it your Money in the Bank. Here's your title. I'm cashing my title in.
Yeah.
To get a shot at the championship.
Because right now, whenever the Owen Hart tournament is mentioned, I could give 2 fucks. That's crazy. And it shouldn't be that way. Because it's Owen Hart.
Yeah.
Final match, got a half-hour CM Punk and FTR and Jay White versus Juice Robinson and Samoa Joe. CM Punk and FTR versus Jay White, Juice Robinson and Samoa Joe. And I wrote my notes down for this match. Chops, chops, chops. Holy shit. Some of the loudest chops I've heard in a wrestling match. They're going to be feeling these shits tomorrow. All in all, solid match. I didn't think it was anything special.
It was smart to put CM Punk on a 6-man tag to start back.
100%. He was rusty.
It's expected, but there were spots I was nervous when he was first teased to do the diving elbow. I was like, he's going to get hurt again. When he did the kick and slipped, I was like,
I'm hearing a lot of this on Twitter. I'm hearing a lot of slow, lethargic, old, and I think him having his shirt off didn't do him any favors right now. He didn't look as jacked as he did during his workout videos. I'll put it that way. You know what I'm saying? When you're right after you work out, you know how the muscles are just there, jacked. Yeah, you're swole. Mm-hmm. He looked a little flabby there, but maybe keep the shirt on, cut the sleeves off. But he was. Listen, he's been out for 9 months.
You know what I'm saying? Let him do his thing. Like give him time. It's ring rust is a real thing, so he can brush it off.
I'm sure he was nervous too. I mean, the last couple times he's been in the ring,
you got injured.
Yeah.
So it's like you're going to be gun shy on a few things. But he was in there with people who were going to protect him. Like Samoa Joe was the perfect person for him to be in there with.
Yeah. Vaughn asked, did you guys catch the new ROH TV title? Explain this, Jones.
Actually, I stepped away. I was putting my daughter to sleep. Marabito did point it out to me, but Samoa Joe got a new belt, and I couldn't find any pictures of it.
It looked pretty shiny. Was he wearing it?
He wore it out, but I didn't see it.
I noticed it looked shiny, but I was like, they probably cleaned it up for TV, so it's a new title. That's cool. Title.
He was the last one. He was holding on to the last belts from the old regime, so it was time for him to get a new one anyway.
I thought it was, all in all, I thought the match was great. It was fun. It was fun to see CM Punk back. The crowd was really into it. Like I said, I think they were really fucking hitting each other pretty much the whole match. They were fucking each other up, but they were having fun doing it.
Remember that these weren't the soft wrestlers.
FTR is no joke.
FTR is basically the Goon Squad.
Holy shit.
Juice Robinson's legit. For me, I'm going to say this. I'm going to go out on a limb and say something about Juice Robinson. Very underrated guy.
I agree. He reminds me of a Brian Pillman a little bit.
Actually, for me, he's a hybrid between Rollins and Macho Man.
Ooh.
AEW stole him because he was definitely on WWE's radar. Shout out to Tony Khan for getting it done quickly, because he was definitely going back to WWE. Yes, having JR announced during this main event.
I agree. I was just going to say that.
Like, I get it. You want to bring out the big gun for it, but
he is no longer. Listen, JR is no longer a flex. JR is no longer a big gun. He's a water pistol. Listen, I'll say this again. We are not disrespecting Jim Ross. We do remember what he's done for the business and for our childhoods and whatever. But all good things come to an end. That old cliche. All good things come to an end. And it's been the end for JR.
He should have never been announcing an AEW.
He's slow. He forgets things.
He calls people by WWE names.
He calls people by WWE names. He calls people by WWE titles. Champions.
Yeah. He's actually called it a WWE show before. Didn't he call Dynamite Raw or something like that before?
He called them the WWE champion. Mm-hmm. I remember. Bro, he's off his rocker. And that's not his fault. But Tony needs to know when to pull him off. I thought the commentary team did a pretty good job tonight. I was kind of impressed with them.
Kevin Kelly and Nigel McGuinness are a great team.
You know why I wasn't excited for Kevin Kelly? You know why?
You can't be that biased because of the last name.
I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan, and some of our worst years as an Eagles fan was Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly is probably one of the worst football coaches in the history of football coaching. Mm-hmm. So when I heard his brother was announcing for this show, I almost didn't watch it.
It's not your brother. It's a different Kevin Kelly. You should remember from WWE.
Look it up, Jones.
You look it up. He was in WWE.
I know he was, but you know it's his brother.
Well, if it is, I don't know Chip Kelly.
Chip Kelly
I don't
and
know
Kevin
Chip
Kelly
person.
And look at him.
I don't know this Chip Kelly person you're referring to.
Kevin looks just like him.
I don't know.
So that pisses me off even more. But I heard they don't talk. Like, they don't speak.
Can't speak to somebody who doesn't exist.
Fuck Chip Kelly. But you know what? Shout out to Kevin Kelly and was it Nigel McGuinness?
Nigel McGuinness.
That was a great team. They do Ring of Honor, right?
Yeah, you got two commentators who know about wrestling.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Good for them. And then you got JR. Good God almighty. I would understand putting JR tonight on the main event if he didn't sound like he was on methadone.
At this point, JR is almost the equivalent of putting, some guys are going to hate me for saying this, but putting like a Gordon Soley as a commentator nowadays.
Wow. Rock used to call Kevin Kelly a hermaphrodite.
Yeah, I remember this. I remember that vividly.
Oh, man. Miguel, I was right there, bro. I was right there. Antonio, what's good, brother? Welcome. All right, Jones. All together. So that was the show. That was it. That was 2 hours of pro wrestling.
It didn't feel like 2 hours. Like I said earlier, there's only one spot I really didn't enjoy. That was the TNT title match.
Okay.
Other than that, it's a solid show. This feels like wrestling. This feels like wrestling. This feels like wrestling. This is something many people aren't going to see and feel. I'm an Impact guy. You guys tease me about it left and right. If Impact had half the production value of this, more people would be willing to tune in. It's kind of hard when you don't have its production value and you don't have the eyes on the product.
Panetta says, incredible wrestling show tonight. Had a different feel than what we are used to. Absolutely agree. I felt like the energy was there. It was electric. It felt bigger. I'm intrigued. And this podcast review was well done, gentlemen. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Panetta. What we're working on now for the future of the show, we are going to have a call-in system. Put a one in the chat if you'd be willing to call in and speak your piece on whatever we're talking about. I would.
If you want to argue with me, or you want to argue with him or something, or if you want to back one of us.
Yeah, I mean they're all gonna back me, of course, Jones. Like, come on. I mean, seriously.
Bring them all on.
Like this argument right here. I bet you 100% of the callers would call and say he's right. No, he's right.
Stop.
If you guys would be down, let me know. And I would I'm going to set up a call-in system where you guys can call in and be a part of the show. I love having callers call in and speak their opinions. And I think that adds an element to a show that doesn't just make it live, but it makes it fun. You know what I mean? And I want to hear from you guys instead of just reading your comments. I want to hear from you. Let's see. So we got a penis from Matt Panetta.
That's a 1.
We got a 1 from Dr. What, Where. Cool. We got a 1 from Antonio. We got a 1 from a middle finger from Mr. Joey V. Yeah, we were going to have him call tonight, but I'm still working out the kinks on this thing. It wasn't working. David Cummings. So before I set it up, I'm definitely going to make sure it's working 100%. I don't know if we're going to do it through Discord or maybe set up a phone number. I got to figure that out. I would love to do Discord because Discord is easier to handle calls and handle people calling in and seeing who's calling and then arrange. It's just easier to work.
Pre-screened and everything.
Yeah.
We can weed out the BS.
Yeah. So, and I would love people to call in and curse Jones out because I'll back you. I'll back you 110%. Because some of the takes from this guy are really strange.
I'm being very nice right now.
This is a Hobbs fan, by the way.
If you really, 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 really want to do that, more power to you. I'm going to suggest you not. Vinny's getting away with this right now because he's all the way in Florida right now. If he was in Jersey, he'd be getting a knock on his door very soon.
And I'm a little buzzed. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little buzzed. That's it. It's gone. Jones, anything that you wanted to say before we get out of here, before we leave the people?
Hopefully this continues.
You sticking with this or are you watching next week?
I'll watch next week. It's the night before pay-per-view, so of course I'm gonna watch.
Oh, that's right.
Show.
When's Forbidden Door?
Next Sunday.
Next Sunday. Guys, do me a favor, like the video on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, give us a like. Give us a subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And I will buy you a drink if I ever see you in person. I am looking forward to having the call-in system going. I am buzzed.
No.
Woo! What are we playing tonight, Jones? What are we playing? We playing something? Fight Forever? We playing Fight Forever? Oh, wow. We can't. Little WWE 2K23. Oh, we can't because you have an Xbox.
Shakon, if you want to watch something tomorrow, tune in at 4 p.m. to watch the Nerdcast.
Oh, the Nerdcast. What is up?
They have a special guest tomorrow. You might want to check it out. You can watch them tomorrow. But you will not see Jones on here for a 4th day in a row. It's not going to happen.
No, it's Sunday. It's Father's Day tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah.
Happy Father's Day to all the dads.
All the fathers out there.
Happy Father's Day.
No, to all the fathers, not to all the dads.
Happy Father's Day to Mike Jones' daddy right here, Vinny Vegas. Am I right?
Happy Father's Day to you, bro.
Happy Father's Day to you, Mr. Jones. But, yeah, we are Nerdcast too. I don't know. Some bootleg podcast I heard about. Happy Father's Day. Thank you.
Pro Wrestling Junkies. Check them out.
Okay, Pro Wrestling Junkies. Okay. Any other podcasts we want to shout out while we are feeling a little toasty tonight? I know you drank, Jones. I know you did.
I've been drinking since this morning. I went to the movie.
Jesus.
So.
What'd you see?
Flash.
Everyone's been watching Flash. How was it? Was it good? Of course. Was it good?
You should go see it. Well,
really?
Actually, no, you shouldn't go see it. The people who actually know about the movie should go see it.
I'm a DC fan. I'll go see it.
Right.
We all know Jones TV gets the best ratings, for sure. Vaughn, thank you, brother. So we will be back live on Thursday. Weird Flex having a dad.
You are a dad.
You are a dad. Shout out to myself and Jones. Yeah, I'm excited, bro, because Fight Forever. Now, we have one more show this Thursday, and then the following Thursday, we're doing our first Twitch stream. YouTube/YouTube. So we're doing a video game stream. I'm crossing my fingers. I hope everything works. I want you guys to watch and have fun. It's going to be a great day, the launch day of Fight Forever. And I'm going to be cursing up a storm. I'm going to be drunk as fuck. I'm going to whip all your asses. And Jones is going to have a PS5. Shout out, Pound the Meat, whoever they are. Yeah, we all pound the meat, bro. We all pound the meat. If you're a male, you pound the meat hard. And you can't deny it. You can't deny that. We've all pounded our meat.
You say you did and you're a liar.
You're an absolute liar. You either pound the meat or flick the bean. One or the other. You know what the fuck I'm saying, bro. It's actually Batman featuring Flash, is what he says. Interesting. Shout out to Michael Keaton, the best Batman ever. Ever. We'll see you on Thursday, boys. Love y'all. Have a great night. Happy Father's Day. And peace out, my friends.